and welcome to the All In Podcast. The podcast brings you perspective on so many different things, and every once in a while, dentistry. I'm your host, Shane McElroy, and just to lead in for another episode that was recorded at DIA. This one started out with Jenny Vitez. Jenny from the block. She's awesome, one of my favorite people in the entire world, and now her and my wife are best friends after hanging out at this meeting, which was so much fun. But during the episode, we get a surprise guest, Dr. David Alleman, who is an expert on biomimetic dentistry. Don't worry, folks, I didn't know what that was either. But he is awesome, dude. He's also an expert at being hilarious. Never had met him before, and it was the perfect way to meet somebody. So I think you guys will really enjoy this episode. Have fun.
You're listening to the All In Podcast with your hosts, Shane and Blake, giving you a new perspective on the dental industry. Are you ready to go all in?
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
And we're back with our next guest, Jenny Vitez. I always say it wrong. Jenny, how do you say your last name? I always pronounce everybody's last names wrong. I'll continue to do it on purpose, but...
It's okay. I've heard Vitez, Vitez, Vitz, Vitz. It's Vitez.
Jenny Vitez, everybody.
It's okay. True story. When I took AP English in high school, I had a teacher, Mr. Jade, and his last name was Jagd. And he used to pronounce my name Vitez on purpose because he knew it would piss me off.
I like this guy. He runs at my speed.
Me too.
For sure. You know, and little snippet. Oh, I was an AP, whatever. AP what?
Advanced Placement English.
No, I know what AP stands for.
But English language, not literature.
Just English? Nothing else?
Well, I took other AP classes, but it was just that specific class. That's where...
Nerd over here. So I actually was supposed to be AP Statistics and AP Calculus, and I dropped both those to get home ec and gym my senior year.
But those, I think, are the classes that also matter in life. I mean, I took AP French, which I flunked. I took AP Calculus and Physics, and I feel like there's one more. Biology.
Oh, that'll get you. Well, I went to UGA as a marketing major, so I didn't need that stuff.
That's all right. I mean, whatever courses that ultimately are the ones you need. I mean, and that, and also maybe just one or two to round yourself.
I got a 4.0 in drinking at UGA, so...
There you go. Hey, I wish I had home ec.
I had home ec. It was awesome. It was me and a bunch of ladies, and we made cupcakes and stuff. It was fan-freaking-tastic.
I don't know how to make cupcakes. See, again, I missed out.
Well, I got you covered because we have plenty of frosting here. We'll get to that. Yeah, well, you say that. We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, no. What is he going to do?
You know. Everybody's already seen what I did to everybody else.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, she doesn't know yet, so it's going to be really funny. But tell everybody, you came all the way from DIA. We're in Atlanta, right? Is this you've been all three?
Yeah.
You've been me too.
Yeah.
So high five.
Yay!
All three DIAs. Before it was close to your hometown, where are you based out of now?
I'm now based out of Santa Barbara, California.
Mm-hmm. And you're a general dentist, correct?
Correct.
So how long have you been practicing dentistry?
11 years.
11 years.
I still can't get over I've now been practicing for double-digit years.
You look too young to be practicing 11 years, but good for you.
Well, you know why? Because I age well. Thank you.
Well, do you have kids?
No.
And there it is,
single.
folks. There it is. We were talking to Shivan earlier, and he was saying he wanted to fix all my wrinkles with Botox. And you can blame my children for that. That's what happens. So wait as long as you can if you ever even want kids.
Do they work also like tree rings, like, one for each kid?
On my forehead, yes. No, I got like 15, so I have 2 that I claim. There may be some others running around out there, but...
Although they say that sometimes those wrinkles do show wisdom. So, you can pretend that.
Not for me. Not for me.
See,
I appreciate the compliment. So
you're welcome. But you brought that on yourself, man.
Last night was a lot of fun. We were at the Shine Party here at DIA, and my wife actually ended up coming. So my wife almost never listens to podcasts because she doesn't want to hear me talk any more than she has to, usually.
Well, I mean, she's probably doing this most of the time. La, 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 la.
Yeah. Well, Jenny came on to do kind of a diversity episode. This is... Well, a little over a year ago, maybe.
Yeah.
So my wife has listened to a few episodes, right? She comes running up to Jenny. She goes, "You're Jenny from the episode?" She's like, "I love you." So I was like, "Oh, do you like me in the episode?" She's like, "I don't remember. Get out of my way. Jenny's right here." And so she was fangirling out with Jenny V over here, and just pushing her husband to the side, not caring at all. She loves you.
I love her back.
She's
just
crazy.
Wonderful. And I love how she kind of like to reenact it, almost did like this.
Yeah, no, she totally just shoved me out of the way and was all about you for like an hour and a half there.
I love that. And I'm still flabbergasted by how many people, like, through Instagram, all of a sudden they come up to me and they have so much love for me, and I'm wondering, like, but why?
Because you were, what my wife said, and this is totally true. I was actually on Drill with Dr. Brady's podcast. We were recording that earlier. We were talking about you. Same thing. Most genuine, authentic, and kind person out there. And you're this. And we talked about this too. It takes a lot of energy to be one thing in a certain platform and then in real life be another thing. You don't do that. You're the same person. I try to do the same thing.
Right.
But I'm not as likable as you. I'm not as nice as you.
but you're a likable dick.
There you go. I like that.
You heard it from me.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks.
But I appreciate that, man. And like I told you, and I'll tell the rest of you guys, but I mean, I'm the type that, for one, I will never be able to play poker. I mean, I could probably relearn Gin Rummy because I play Mahjong because I'm a shit liar.
I am too.
But I also am a firm believer of the principle that it is easier to tell the truth than to maintain a lie, and the key is maintaining it. It is. It's too much effort. And I mean, like, when you say too, like, whenever people see me and they're basically surprised that I'm the exact same way as I am on Instagram, it's because, I used to be the type of person that would rather create content behind the camera, and and I just kind of had to break out of my comfort zone and be in front of it. And I figure, it's too much effort to try to pretend to be someone. Instead, it's like, okay, I'm just going to be
yourself, and people
how
like
I am.
you for that. Great. If they don't like you, that's fine too.
Exactly.
It's no big deal. So, all of it.
David, again, we keep bumping into each other.
Here, come on in real quick.
Yeah.
Shane McElroy, by the way.
I've got a question for you.
I'm the dork who made that Loki poster with you and your son, which was one of my favorite ones
really?
ever.
Yeah, you did that.
So, here, let me scoot over.
Tell me about I'm restoring some Zimmer implants, and I want to know.
You don't want to ask me. I sit behind a computer all day. You want to actually have somebody with some real knowledge. I just deal with contracts and stuff.
All right.
Yeah, you say that now. Now, once David is here, it's like, oh, wait, I know nothing.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I'm intimidated.
Jenny is a wet finger dentist, but she wears gloves. Okay?
Sometimes.
So she's not blunt. She's not afraid of taking some teeth out.
No.
Or knocking some teeth out, too.
Depending on the situation.
Are you doing any mixed martial arts?
I did for a time, actually, David.
She's a beer lion. I don't believe her.
No, I'm not lying.
Yeah, no, she's legit.
There was one of my good friends, David, back in Los Angeles, had invited me to a New Year's Eve party where we had a 1920 scene, and one of her good friends turns out to actually be a professional Muay Thai fighter, and his name is Chris Cully. And shout out, Chris, if you are by any chance listening to this podcast. Hi. But yeah, he's an absolute sweetheart. He's a total geek, and he's a beast of a man who's got hella stamina. So I actually trained with him for a few months.
How old was he?
So don't mess with him.
Chris is just about a couple of years younger than I am. He's 36.
What would you recommend for a 70-year-old? Before I get in the cage.
Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. That's my recommendation.
Most important thing that he taught me, hands up, and especially to protect the ribcage. There you go.
Ow.
Always keep the hands up.
Watch those elbows.
You never know.
Exactly. Well, I mean, at the same time, I would never mess with you, David. I know better.
Hey, listen. Okay, here's my story. So, 10 years ago, I was lecturing full-time around the country. So I was, every other week, I was on a plane, going to cities. I usually travel with somebody else, but this time I was by myself, going to Chicago. Going in, and I usually put my wallet in my computer bag so I can have it right in front of me. But I was hungry at the airport. I got some food, and then just naturally just put it back in my back pocket. So I'm taking the subway into Chicago. It's crowded. Guy in front of me, guy behind me. The guy in front of me, as he's getting off the train, falls down. He said he's sprained his ankle. So I reached down to help this guy up. And as I reach down, I feel somebody into my back pocket. Now,
which is usually exciting,
is
but
like-
not when you have your wallet back there.
This was like, I was
look awesome,
I'm
dude.
60 years old, so I'm not as old as I am now, but I'm still old, 60. They think it's an easy mark. So the guy got his hand in my back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I give him a karate chop, and then I kick him. I kick. I mean, I've never kicked any human being before in my life. It felt so good.
Dude,
David, yeah!
I'm not a violent person, but I like violence every once
So
in a while.
all these commuters in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Pickpocket, thief, and
kicking
all
them in
the
the
commuters
face.
are like, they're like the caribous that get shot in Alaska, One guy falls dead and the other caribou go.
It's all, if somebody's trying to pick your pocket, everything's fair game at that point. You do what you got to do, especially in a big city.
I have a daughter named Megan who, every time I tell that story, she just gets the biggest
That's
kick out of
awesome.
it. So I just,
Well, your daughter Megan might get a kick out of this, and I'm so glad you joined us without knowing what you were getting into. We've got a little game for you guys, though. So
Apparently we're in for it.
all right, here it is, Jenny.
we're gonna play a little DIA feud. But if you know me, and Jenny already knows this, she's been on the show before. There's no rewards for winning, and you can take a cookie if you want. There you go. But the
With the
loser
biggest
will have to
chocolate.
choose a punishment. Either you can brush your teeth with frosting, which we have a lovely array of colors, which definitely won't stain your teeth, which would be hilarious right before you go lecture.
From Walmart, I
or
see.
you can take everybody's chosen shot of apple cider vinegar, but I got to tell you, that is not the best choice.
I'll go with the icing.
There you go. I love
There
it.
you go.
Well, but you could win. You
Okay,
could beat
all right.
Jenny here.
All right.
And listen, I may or may not stack the deck in your favor. We'll see real quick. So I'm picking one at first. What we're going to do is the first one, so you guys know how Family Feud works, right? So what we're going to do is the buzzer, instead of buzzing something, it's the first person to go Tweedledee, because it's funny for me to hear you guys say Tweedledee. That's your buzzer, and then you guess. The first one to get 3 is the winner.
Okay.
All right, and then the other one is the loser. So you guys ready to go?
Ready to go.
We surveyed, or
Totally
Steve
done.
Harvey surveyed 100 people, and he asked them, name a food that you hope you got milk to go with.
Tweedledee.
Tweedledee over here,
Cookies.
Jenny. Cookies, number 2 answer, so Jenny takes a quick lead. Now we're going to alternate, right?
Cake.
Cake is on the list barely, so it's 1-1 right now. Jenny, now it's your turn. First to 3. Something with milk. We said cookies and cake. All of things, which is why I have love with this. And alcohol.
Coffee?
And
Cereal.
absolutely number 1 answer over here. What do we got?
I would have said Frosted Flakes. I think Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, well, I
that's
would've-
my
I would've
preferred
counted
cereal.
that.
I don't get to eat it when I'm at home, but
I like Lucky
when I'm on the
Charms.
road, I look for it.
There you go.
I like that. I just, you can just get the marshmallow part of Lucky Charms now.
Yeah, just, you can
You can work the price to come to Dia.
Absolutely. Yeah, just to find that out, right?
So at the store, they sell them at the store. Or is it
Yep, you can
like
sell them
on,
at the store, yeah.
online?
At the store, you can get just marshmallows.
In the cereal section?
Yeah, so
or-
Yes.
No,
It is a,
you're
it is a
kidding
real-
me, right?
I'm dead
no,
serious.
dead serious.
Found it first at a Big Lots, and that's where they have like the off-label version.
And
of
they
the
never go bad,
marshmallows.
so you can have them in your pantry for
No,
like 10
no,
years.
marshmallows are like.
Yeah, there's no chemicals in there at all.
It's like, yeah.
But it's just pure sugary bliss. I mean, it's the best thing ever.
All right, Jenny, you're down right now.
All right,
I am,
all right.
but
2, 1,
Here we go.
You're down 1-2. All right.
We
You've
got
said
this.
cereal, which was the number 1 answer, cookies and cake.
What was the third?
Cookies and cake and cereal. So those are the answers that I've been given so far. What else would you have? You got to have milk with. Some of these I can't believe they put on.
I'm so sadly blanking right now.
5 seconds. 4, 3. And you could steal. You could take it for the win now.
For the win.
That's me, David.
Something that's really
Bread.
good with milk. Bread is not on the
Now
list.
listen, back in the old days, bread and milk was a staple.
Yes.
When are the old days?
but
Because
I'm the
apparently
old
of
guy,
the,
yeah,
of the 100
like-
folks they asked,
yeah, okay.
it was not.
Well,
It was
bread
not.
milk as well as
100
bacon and
folks.
eggs.
Milk.
All
What
right,
else?
Jenny.
What else? I was running out too.
You have of what?
So we've already had Okay, so
All that's
we've
been
got
answered correctly.
10, top 10.
Cookies, cake,
Cake and cereal.
Not milk. So we got 7 more
Yeah,
possibilities.
coffee wasn't on there.
Got-
Bread wasn't
got-
on
Coffee's
there.
not on there?
No, he said it was
There's
in
4 more possibilities
That's
that go
right.
to go with
Wait.
milk.
Wait a
That goes with
second.
milk, and I agree with you because some people put milk in their coffee, but
Yes.
it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what they think.
So this is
Jenny,
an
you can
official
get-
Family Feud.
Yeah, this is the official game.
This is
the
like-
platinum
They
edition.
had
by
a
the way.
weird crowd that day, David. That's probably
I had
the
to
only
pay. I had
explanation
to pay an extra
for
$1
this.
for the platinum
Milk.
edition. So what else would you have milk with? Jenny, you can tie this back up.
I'm just gonna generally. Well, no, I can't just generally say breakfast. It's just too obvious.
You need to pick a specific food,
And that's what I figured. That's I'm like, can't be just a simple meal.
and I will give you a hint. They're all foods.
They are food.
Oh, they're foods. What, you don't say cigarettes?
Cigarettes and
Milk and
coffee would make
cigarettes.
sense, but not necessarily milk.
You never know. Again, this was a very weird crowd. Probably that episode.
You
of
see, when she has
Family
no clue, she diverts and tries to take us down a different direction.
That's where my mind goes, where I
5.
can't follow.
And she's
Don't give
throwing
up,
the game.
Jenny. I'm drawing a blank right here. Okay.
See, I don't feel so bad then, David. If
One,
you roll
I'm
this.
gonna give you guys some hints. One is a food I grew up on for lunch every day that I made myself as a kid.
Okay, I got it.
One is a
Peanut
bre-
butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, with peanut butter, and I'm gonna give it to him because peanut butter's in there.
for the win.
It was actually peanut butter, but that counts because I'm getting bored. So, Jenny, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna brush your teeth with frosting, or are you gonna take a shot of apple cider vinegar, which is really good for you if you take a teaspoon, but not a full shot glass?
I was gonna just tell you to shut up and just give me the apple cider vinegar because it's the most disgusting thing, and it's also followed to
Well, since
taking
you
a
chose,
shot of.
since you chose that
sriracha.
one, we're gonna make you brush your teeth. Why would I give you the punishment you wanted?
Oh, it's not that I look forward to it.
Here, and you're gonna keep the teeth brush as a parting gift.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna
I get
choose
to
the blue
keep
one.
it
Yeah,
so I can
you-
do a
you
DNA
can let
test
her-
and
yeah.
see if it's the real Jenny. Because maybe this is like a clone from Planet Z. I don't know.
All right.
You
How
found-
long?
you
Let
know-
me ask you this:
you
How
know
long
too
do
many
dentists
things.
recommend you brush your teeth for?
2 minutes long.
As long as you live.
As long as you live. So you're going to be doing this for a while, Jenny. So
All right.
if I can get the frosting open, otherwise it might go blue.
I like how you're gonna choose the flavor for me. and honestly,
Now with toothpaste, you do a pea size, right? But with frosting, more is better.
you're giving
All right,
me
get
a
in
whole,
there good. Look at the
a
camera while you do
whole
it.
nurdle. By the way, that's an actual
And
word.
don't forget to brush your tongue. That's very important here. Get in there good. Now, hard deep, get up in the gums. We got to stay in business here. We need lots of sugar in there and decay those teeth.
That's right.
Oh my God, that's pretty.
Feed that plaque.
I got to take a picture of this one. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Lovely. All right, get the tongue real good.
What I want to know is what were the other ones?
Right?
What else did we? What else did we miss?
A sandwich?
Peanut butter was the one I kind of gave you. Pancakes, which is
Oh,
kind
pancakes
of
and milk.
macaroni and cheese, and brownies. Brownies make a lot of sense.
Cheese never. Those guys.
So you need. I think people.
Now brownies. I go with brownies, but macaroni and
All right,
cheese.
let's just be real fair. If you pick 100 random people, you've got at least 20 dumbasses in there. So. All right,
Can we say that on national TV?
Yeah. It's for my mom and the 3 other listeners we're going to have for this. Yeah, we'll be fine. She's our #1 fan. And my wife, no, the one podcast she's listened to was the one we had Jenny on, and she's like fangirling out with Jenny. She's like, "You're my hero. I love you. You're so authentic." And she didn't care about me being. I have 80 episodes. She's listened to 1 just because of her.
I think I lost track of how many times I put my hands in either this posture, David, or in this one.
You know, that's the Simone Della Perry. And it's like so European. I said, ain't gonna, it just doesn't work for me.
Oh, this is the European style where the fingers are curled in, where it's more like outturned. That's when you're more Asian.
There you go. As long as you don't make me wear a scarf.
Why would you wear?
No scarves! But what if
And
your
that's a
neck is
whole
cold?
nother conversation, folks. We'll be back with our next guest. Thank you, David, for jumping in and surprise guest. That was
All right.
great.
David, I
and
love
Jenny,
that.
love you. Thank you for doing that. That was a lot of fun. And your
It's
teeth
like
are not
fun.
even that green.
Thanks, Ann.
Thanks for listening to the All In Podcast. See you next time.